Hi guys, good morning. It's Dean, and we're here at my house, at my home, and I'm going to make a vlog about the things that you should know when you are starting a life here in the UK. I have made a vlog about, well, a similar vlog before, probably a year or two ago, but that was in Filipino, and a lot of you are asking if I could make a vlog like that, the same vlog, but in English, so that our multicultural or multinational audience can also relate and can also learn from this vlog. And I'd like to give a shout out to the people who are always commenting, who are sending messages or DMs on Instagram, on my Facebook page. Hello to everyone. Most of you, a lot of you are from India. Hello and namaste. I love jalebi. And from African countries like Nigeria, Ghana. Hello everyone. I love jollof rice. Where else? We also have people from Portugal, Spain, EU countries. Hello everyone. And where else? Australia and New Zealand. Hello guys. So far, I think those are the countries that have messaged me. Those are the countries where some people are from who have messaged me. Anyway, so I have listed 10 topics, or no, yeah, sort of 10 topics that you need to focus on when you are moving or once you have moved to England. First one, I have my notebook. Sorry, I'm still having a light breakfast. Number one is housing. Once you arrive here in England, you will be provided probably a staff accommodation. Staff accommodation are also rented accommodations. I don't know if some trusts let them be used for free, but here in Cambridge, we rent our staff accommodation, but on a fair price for NHS employees. So in our staff accommodation, it included our electricity, water, heating or gas in the monthly payments. So I just had to pay my own internet, and if you want, you can apply for a TV license. But when I was staying in the accommodation, I only had to pay internet from my own money, and then the rest of the utilities or the bills are already included in the monthly rent. If you don't fancy living in the staff accommodation, you can also move out or go off-site. But due to the pandemic restrictions, I believe almost all of the incoming people into the UK are required to do 14 days isolation, and I don't think you can do that straight away if you are flying into the UK from abroad and into an offsite accommodation. I believe as a staff nurse or an NHS employee, you would have to stay in a staff accommodation first. I don't know, but yeah. But if you are looking into buying your own property, you can either rent to own or buy it through shared ownership. There are lots of schemes. There is a lot of buying schemes that you can look into if you are going to buy, or if you want to buy a property here in the UK. But I find it very convenient staying in the staff accommodation, because almost all of the staff accommodations all across the UK are just a few minutes away from the hospital. In our case here in Cambridge, the staff accommodation is literally less than 5 minutes walk to the hospital. You can also use the underground tunnel if it's raining or snowing heavily outside. There. And then for number 2, you have to make sure you familiarize yourself with transport. So, for example, you are finished with your 14-day quarantine, then you can now venture out and spread your wings. So, the main mode of transportation here in the UK is by bus. Unless you want to drive or you cycle, cycling is also good because it's, of course, environment friendly and much cheaper. But by bus, of course, you can go further with less hassle because you're just sitting there. There are bus routes all across the UK. There are also guided busways. Here in Cambridge, a major bus stop is located right within the campus. Sorry for the delay. There was a postman who just delivered some mails. Anyway, so yeah, I also tried cycling, but cycling's not for me because most days here in the UK, it's either very cold or very wet. You can also do rentals like Uber or Panther taxis here in Cambridge. If I remember it right, Panther taxis number is 01223 715 715. I'm not sponsored by Panther taxis, but Panther taxis you can. And there are now rental scooters all across Cambridge. I don't know in other cities here in the UK, but we have scooters here that you can, I think, pay through an app or through whatever, and then you can use it. And of course, there's always a train available if you have to go to far places. Train is also very convenient because most of the time you just have to sit there and relax, enjoy the view. The views when you're traveling by train here in the UK are amazing because there's always countrysides, sheep farms or fields there. Number 3, of course, once you arrive here in the UK, you also have to make sure you have enough supply. Groceries, cookware, your clothes, etc. So for me, I have listed several groceries or shops here in the UK according to their affordability. This is just my opinion. So there. First one, most affordable for me is Lidl. L-I-D-L. Lidl. Next would be, I think, Asda. And then I have Atay, Tesco, and Sainsbury. For me, those are on the same level. And then you also have Marks and Spencer's. And then, of course, the most expensive, Waitrose for the posh people. Char. I've actually here at our house, the nearest grocery is Waitrose. So sometimes I'm left with no choice but to shop there. The food there, like the pizzas or pastas that are sort of ready cooked, they're amazing, very good, like restaurant grade food, very good. But they are on the expensive side. I mean, this is not derogatory. It's not to put Waitrose down because almost everyone here in the UK knows that Waitrose is quite expensive. Anyway, so apart from those big grocery shops, you also have here all across the UK artisan shops and independent shops. So if you require a certain diet, or if you have like a cultural thing regarding the food that you take, you can always find artisan shops or independent shops that can cater to your needs. Here in the UK, we have Chinese and Asian shops, Filipino shops. There's also African shops, and I believe they sometimes have game in their supplies. And then, of course, Indian and South Asian shops. I always buy jalebi from one of the Indian shops here in Cambridge. And then, of course, you are not just going to buy food all the time. You would have to cook for yourself as well. So, I suggest that you invest in a very good cookware, something that will last you for a very long time because you will be eating for a very long time. And knives. You just have to present a valid ID with your age or your date of birth indicated in it so that you can buy knives or a knife from a store. But invest in a very good cookware. You always have brands like Tefal, what else? Le Creuset, but Le Creuset is quite expensive. But good investments, there are a lot of people who are offering Salad Master. I don't have Salad Master just yet, but I'm waiting to receive Salad Master as a Christmas gift or birthday gift. Anyway, so number 4, make sure you have your supply of medicines. If you are flying into the UK, you can bring some of your medications for your condition. For example, if you're diabetic, or if you have maintenance medications for your blood pressure, you have to bring some supplies in because it will take a few weeks or a few days before you could be registered at a GP. And then there are quite a few people who have asked me what about hormones because of course they are into transition or they have already transitioned. I just don't know about hormones, but I believe that can be arranged with your GP as well. But if you have some supplies, bring them in because it will take a few days before you can be registered at a GP, especially if you would have to be quarantined first once you arrive here in the UK. And what I mean with registration with the GP is to register at your local doctor or your local health professional so that you can be monitored, you can be checked up, and you can be looked after. Because here in the UK, the National Health Service is a very good health service. It is the envy of other Western nations. Very good. And I'm a proud NHS nurse. Number 5, of course, you have to bring your own apparel or invest in very good apparel. Here in the UK, most of the time it's cold and rainy or drizzly, so make sure you invest in appropriate clothes, appropriate for the season and appropriate for the weather. You don't really have to buy a lot. You just have to buy several pieces or a few pieces that you can use over and over again, and you can use in multiple occasions, and you can just mix and match, and you can just you can just use in over and over again. So but in my case, I've gained quite some weight so I had to let go of some of my clothes and buy new ones, but hopefully I can trim down soon. But there's bread and there's sugar in my coffee and creamer and milk. Anyway, so number 6, once you arrive here in the UK, you have to start building your own network. You have to start building connections with friends that you make, people of the similar faith. Most of the people I have in my network that I have considered friends and family are from the church, because I'm a born-again Christian, and we have a local church here in Cambridge called the United Christian Church. So there. But if you are following any other faith, say example you are a Muslim or a Sikh, what else? Or a Buddhist, there's always people, Catholics, there's a lot of Catholics and Protestant people here in the UK. So you can always build relationships, build a network of people, because not only that you eventually feel comfortable living here in the UK, it just makes everything easy. There's always help, and you can also provide help from your side there. Of course, at work, because the people you meet at work are the people you will be meeting almost all day, every day. You will be spending all day, every day, or every working day. And it's very important. It's very important to build a harmonious relationship with the people you work with, because of course, if people are happy with their workplaces or with their jobs, you just don't feel tired, or you just don't feel as tired, because of course you're enjoying being with the people you work with. Also, it's important to build a good relationship with your manager or with your superiors, like your band sixes or matrons, because you will be helped, you will be looked after, especially if you need things or assistance with my next with the next item on my list. Focus on your OSCE. So OSCE is of course the examination that you will have to pass before you can be registered under NMC, or the Nursing and Midwifery Council here in the UK. So of course, your trust will be providing OSCE materials or OSCE review programs for you before they can let you take the examination. Make use of that. And of course, for example, in stations like the ANTT or the aseptic non-touch technique, you will be asked to bring some practice materials like a dressing pack, dressings, cotton swabs, or gauze squares, sterile water or sterile saline for wound care. Those things can be provided for you by the ward, but of course you can always ask nicely, not only because you are working there, but also because you have to respect the people you work with, and there's always help available when there is respect around you. Anyway, next is of course, make sure you explore your surroundings and explore your workplaces. In workplaces, make sure you know the emergency exits. You know where the cafeteria is, of course, because food is important. We live for it. You know the emergency numbers. You know the numbers for escalations or the policies for escalations. All sorts of that. You know that you're nurses, you're healthcare professionals, most of you. And also you explore the city or the town you live in. You explore so you can find the best shops to buy your supplies from. You explore because of pleasure as well. It lifts your spirit when you get sunlight on your face, or when you get some fresh air. But of course, still observe COVID-19 pandemic restrictions. You can explore by cycling, which is convenient, so you can just stop and go whenever you want. And also by foot. There you go. Make sure you know where the police stations are, fire stations, what else? Or emergency services, just in case. I'm not saying that you will need them, but just in case. And of course, emergency services like police, fire, and ambulance services, they are also our frontliners, so shout out to all of you. Number 9, make sure you keep fit and healthy. So if you're exploring by foot or by cycling, that's also already considered exercise. But you can always work out at home, or sign up at a gym. Of course, consider the pandemic restrictions. But exercising outside, like brisk walking and running, are permitted even during lockdown. But make sure you also eat healthy. There's always this danger of binge eating at home, because I told you, most of the time here in the UK, it's raining and it's cold. You will be confined in your own home, and there's always a risk of ordering so much from online delivery or online food deliveries like Uber Eats. But I love Uber Eats, Pizza Hut, KFC, love it. But you have to ensure a balanced diet. And since I cannot walk or run outside because of the weather, I have myself a treadmill. And I do Zumba. So hopefully, before I turn 30 in January, I'll be able to trim down a little bit. Because summer bodies are made in the winter. Number 10, we're down to our last one. Make sure you enjoy, of course, you enjoy, because there's so much to see here in the UK. We come here to work, of course, to provide for our families. But all work and no play can make you, I don't know, I don't have a rhyming word for that. But make sure you're not all work and no play. You also have to do some pleasure or leisure activities sometimes. Me, speaking for myself, I particularly like going to museums. Although I've seen the exhibits over and over, there's always something new to learn every time I go there. I also love doing long walks in the park or just sitting there sipping, I don't know, a cola or coffee, just sitting there. Of course, chit-chatting with your significant other. I also like going to zoos. But unfortunately, most zoos are closed because of the pandemic. But you can always find another recreational activity apart from gallivanting around. You can buy crafts, or you can start crafts. Cross stitch. I have tried jewelry making during the pandemic. Baking, a lot of people are baking, cooking, and that's good because that's a skill, and that can be turned into a business. Writing or vlogging, well, I have started vlogging before pandemic pa, and a lot of people have made a fortune because of vlogging. You can also, I don't know, painting. There's something that's very popular here in the UK at the moment called diamond painting, where instead of painting by the usual media, you create images by putting color coordinated sort of diamonds or stones, something like that. You can look it up online. Anyway, so my coffee and my bread are both cold now. But I hope you have learned something this time in our vlog. If I have not mentioned something of your interest, or if you have any questions or suggestions, queries, you can always comment down below. And you can also message me on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. But I would appreciate if you can like this video and subscribe to my channel. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers, please. Just a few more, and I'm counting on you guys. I hope I am of help to you, I am of service, and until the next time, bye!